Hi everyone, it's Tammy Park, Double Diamond, and part of your Leadership Council. I just wanted to bring you the tip from the top today. I am going to talk about parties and ways that you can increase your lock-in rate and things that I've learned to do at parties. About a year ago, I went to a training, an all-day training with Lisa Fuller and her team. And for those of you who don't know Jodie Busher, she's amazing, but she did a whole section on party tips. And Jody, she has like 100% closing rate. It's like 99% or 100% closing rate at all of her parties. So I took a lot of notes and I took what she said very seriously, and I've incorporated it into my parties. And a lot of it, it's definitely helped my lock-in rates for distributors and loyal customers. So I just wanted to share a couple of things with you. One thing is I used to try to get to the party a little bit early just to set up and get settled in, but now I have a whole nother reason why I'm going. Like, I usually try to get there a half hour early. Number one, if you have problems locking in DTs or just getting DT leads, your hostess for your parties, that's who you want to get. That's the number one candidate for your distributor. So if you're like, oh, I don't know anyone who's interested, but I have 4 parties booked, those are 4 potential DTs that you have right there. They're having a party because obviously they know people who want the products, so why wouldn't you approach them with that? So I usually plant the seed, as they book the party, and as I'm corresponding with them, getting ready for the party, I talked and, I just keep planting the seed, like, oh, like if you join the team, you can get $120 in product credit if there's 4 people who sign as loyal. Like, I go ahead and talk to them about those things, so it's already in their head. Then I get there early because then I go ahead and throw the wrap on my host, because most of the time if they have 4 friends or more, they get a free wrap. So I go ahead and I get that on them as soon as I get there. One tip that Jody said, which is funny, but it actually does work, is if you're able to convince your host to put on a facial and to greet people at the door, it's a better chance that other people are going to try the facials for $25. Most people don't want to be the first one to do it. But it brings questions like, they walk in, the host is wearing a facial. They're like, what is that? And everyone starts laughing about it, stuff like that. She's like, it's a facial. It feels so good. You should try one. The hostess is going to talk it up for you, So I've actually sold more facials at parties now if I get one on my host first. Another thing is, as far as Jody, how she does it is she does stations. So in the beginning when I first started this business, a lot of my parties were like 4 hours long. And it's because, we'd be sitting there and we're waiting for everyone to get there, and this person's cousin, they're on their way, they're going to be a half hour late. So we're like waiting around for everybody. And then once everyone gets there, we're throwing the wraps on them, and then we have to wait 45. It took forever. So one thing that Jody does that I really love is she just throws the wrap on people as soon as they walk through the door. So what you're going to do is when you meet with the hostess before the party, you're going to go ahead and train them. You're going to say, okay, where do you want to welcome your guests? Okay, so we'll have a welcome station, and this will have, if you use a sign-in sheet, it'll have a sign-in sheet. You can have your money jar there and the wraps. So as soon as the guests walk in, the host will greet them, say, oh yeah, I have my wrap on already, and she's already excited. And then say, she'll go ahead and ask them, do you want to wrap? Where do you want to wrap? At that point, tell the hostess, get the money from the guests, put it in the money jar, and then she will give them the wrap. So now they physically have the wrap in hand. When people pay for stuff, sometimes they just want that in their hand. So the host is basically taking the money. That makes it like so less awkward for us collecting the money during the party. I hate asking for it. So the host, these are her friends. So she's saying, oh, it's $25 to wrap. Okay, here, thank you. Here's your wrap. Give it to them. Then now they have it in their hand. And then she directs them to, okay, if you go up to the back and to the bathroom there, Tammy will be there, and that's where you'll get wrapped. So you're already just like wrapping on the spot. You're wrapping people as they walk in. Not only that, you're kind of training the host on how to be a distributor, okay? Because she's, taking payment, she's handing people the wrap, and it's an exchange there. So you're kind of training her to do that as well. Now, when the people come into the wrap room or the bathroom or wherever you're wrapping, and they have their wrap in hand, So at that point, you're going to make small talk, find out what their goals are, things like that. And I usually have a folder that actually has a customer order form, a distributor form, a catalog, and some blitz cards. And I hand that to them. And, I talk to them about, where they want wrapped. And one important thing is you never want a moment where it's just silent. That's awkward. Okay, so like I always just bring up conversation and I talk to them, like touch them, and touch their arms, or okay, that's where you want to wrap, just get comfortable with them, and be personal. So then, as you're wrapping them, you can tell them, okay, you'll see a catalog in your folder and you'll see an order form. What I want you to do is go ahead and fill out the top, put your name and address, all that on there. And then during the presentation, what I want you to do is I want you to, take notes and check off things that you either have an interest in or check off things, that you might have questions on. So I usually have them keep the order form and just check things off. And then I tell them, at the end of the presentation, when we come to unwrap you and get your results, I'll help you fill the rest of it out. Okay. So you're kind of like giving them permission to order in a way. But that's worked out great for me. So after I wrap them, I have them go out to where the presentation is going to be, and then they can chit chat or whatever, and we can wait for other people to get there. And then for the presentation itself, what I like to do, first thing is I like to thank the host, obviously. Number one thing that's super, super important is being excited. Okay, so I usually thank the hostess for having us there. And I always tell them about the opportunity where I say, this is an opportunity for her to start her own business if she wants to. If she wants to join today, this could actually be her first party. And with you guys here, she could earn $120 in free product credit and be on her way to $1,000 Ruby bonus. So I talked to them about those things. So during the presentation, thank the hostess, be excited, talk about the benefits of, having that as her launch party. And it gets people thinking, they're like, oh, maybe I could do something like this. Now, I also like to, Jody actually told me about a couple of games that she plays as far as, her parties go. So I started incorporating that into my parties, and it's been awesome. So the first one is I tell everybody to pull out their phones, and I tell them to go ahead and in their status, I tell them to go ahead and put trying this crazy rap thing with, and I tell them to tag the host, and I tell them to, either friend me and, tag me. And I just basically say, put that as your status. And what's going to happen is at the end of the party, we're going to see who has the most likes and the most comments, and whoever, has the most is going to win a prize for me. I usually do like a cup from the dollar store with like a week's supply of greens, or something like that. Or a bottle of fat butters. It could be whatever you're comfortable with giving. But that's always a great way, because now not only that, like all their friends are seeing that they're trying this crazy rap thing. But also the hostess, like everyone is starting to see it. So now it's been opened up to a bunch of people, and you've been tagged in it. So people will start asking, what is this crazy rap thing? Does it work? Let me know how it goes, so it's pretty neat. Like you'll be amazed at how much more business you can get just by playing that little game. Also, there's another game that she plays. It's the Steps to Success game, where you print out the Steps to Success sheets and you hand them out to everybody, and you tell them, okay, so these 4 slots here. As I'm doing my presentation, if you know anybody who would be interested in this particular product or whatever, go ahead and write their name down. And you do the same thing as the 3 spots at the bottom. Say if you know anyone who wants extra money and things like that, write that down. If they fill it out completely during that party, then they'll be entered in for a prize at the end of the party. That's a great game too, because if the people who are filling it out, I let them know you just completed the first step in becoming a DT. Like as a distributor, you just filled this out, and this could give you a $500 guarantee. This could give you the $1,000 Ruby. But I just I talk about all the possibilities just by them filling this out. So that usually gets people excited, and that usually makes them realize, it is doable. Like they can do something like this, you know. It's just a matter of like, you know, opening your mind and like, you know, realizing the people that you know and people's needs. So a lot of people just think this business is a lot more difficult than it really is. So once they see it laid out like that, then a lot of times they're more open-minded to it. So, but yeah, those are two games that she talked about that I really, really like. And then also, yeah, so then after the presentation, when you take them back into the to unwrap them, you tell them to bring their folder in, and you know, you see what questions they might have and what they've marked down, you know, on their order form, and then you help them complete it out. I always ask them, so, you know, what are you thinking today? Do you see yourself as a loyal customer or a distributor? I don't give them another option. You know, those are the two options you have, loyal customer or distributor. And most of the time they choose one. So basically, those are my tips. You know, they've changed my my business completely ever since I changed those little things. So I hope this helps. If you have tried any of these tips that I just talked about, you know, share your story. You know, like, you know, I want you to comment below and let us know how it worked for you. If you have different tips on, you know, how you run a party, put those down too. But I definitely want to hear from you guys and see what's working for you guys for parties. All right, that's it. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.